Sometimes the greatest reflection of power is not to drag the masses after you with a loud voice, but to take a stance that changes the energy of the environment with your mere presence. Throughout history, people who have demonstrated that power not with noise, but with quiet authority, have been able to profoundly affect the lives of everyone around them. This trait, which psychologists call dominant presence syndrome, allows you to draw people's eyes to you even before you start speaking. And you know what? You are one of them. Being the chosen one doesn't have to be someone who instantly captures the world's attention with shiny costumes or miraculous power. Even if you don't have that glittering badge of destiny, it doesn't change the fact that you make an impact that cannot be ignored. That's why there are suddenly rumors about you and more people who want to discredit you. Before we continue with this divine revelation, take a moment to do 3 things. Press the like button, subscribe, and leave a comment saying, "Thank you, Jesus." This will send a powerful signal to the universe and increase the impact of the message. If you are truly chosen, remember that your soul already knows that this message is for you. Your life will change, so if you are ready, stay with me until the end. Even if what you are doing is just changing the atmosphere by your mere presence, as soon as someone senses the power and transformation that this brings, they are disturbed. And the only option for them is to turn into amateur detectives to keep you under control or to see you fail. They may try to satisfy themselves by analyzing your actions and looking for missing points. But their expectations are always frustrated. The reason is simple. You are not failing, because you overcome the obstacles that stand in your way, one by one, with this silent, deep, and unstoppable presence. The result? Those who try to hinder you eventually find no other choice but to watch your name engraved in history. But this is where things take an interesting turn. You did not demand this authority. You have become it. And that's the real danger in you. The fact that you were not chosen by chance, but by courage, perseverance, and a will that turns setbacks into opportunities. So fasten your seatbelt, because of what you are about to learn. Your detractors should have started running away a long time ago, not just because of your presence. First of all, you are a mirror that scares the weak. What you are doing is not something that is feared by most people. They are afraid of what you reveal without saying a word. You confront individuals with aspects of themselves that they want to avoid. I'm going to offer a method to help us spread God's grace across the planet. You can show your support for this channel by selecting the Super Thank option next to the subscribe button on YouTube. A gift of $100 or more will be a powerful expression of sharing, gratitude, and faith. Their comfort zone suddenly looks like a prison. Their fears seem higher, and their explanations seem weaker in your presence. This is not because you are trying to scare anyone. You are just a living example of what is possible. And for anyone who settles for less, it is frightening. Your determination, confidence, and fortitude act as a mirror and reflect to others everything they aspire to be. Put 77 in the comments to start using your light to destroy evil all over the world. That's why some people feel strange when you succeed. They are not bothered by your success, but by being reminded of what they could have achieved if they had worked harder. In their hearts, they know they could have achieved more. However, seeing your success makes them face the fact that while they chose comfort, you chose progress. It hurts them to realize this. And instead of facing it, they take out their anger on you. You are here for a reason. If you feel chosen, it is time to answer the call. By clicking the Join button, you can access deep insights, unique information, and a powerful community willing to accompany you on your journey. This is an opportunity to fully embrace your divine destiny and seize the path designed for you. It is more than just a membership. Do not hesitate. Step forward and become one of the chosen ones, because they feel the need to defend their own stagnation. Some people will criticize you for that, not for doing something wrong, because naming you makes it easier for them to ignore their own regrets. They will suggest that you are too much, too confident, or too ambitious. The trick is that they cannot go back. Despite their criticism, they will keep their eyes on you in the hope that you will fail because it will confirm their belief that success is unattainable. However, every time you stand up, you shatter that illusion and leave them with only their own image. What makes you dangerous is not your words or actions, but your very existence as living proof that limitations are a choice. And the majority of people are not ready to accept this reality. They run away not because of what you do to them, but because of what you trigger in them. The fear that they will never have the confidence to do it and the knowledge that they can do more. Number 2, the price of ascension is isolation. The price of being chosen is loneliness, which most individuals are unwilling to pay. Few people can cope with the intensity of your journey, not because you are hard to love or understand. Sacrifice is necessary to grow because the air gets thinner the higher you go. Some people are not made to breathe so deeply. Some accompany you at the beginning of the journey, but withdraw as the route steepens and the air becomes denser. They lack the stamina to keep up, so it is not malicious. This retreat serves as preparation rather than punishment. The world depends on you being strong, and strength thrives when there is no one to support you. When the cheering stops and the audience disperses, you are left with the stark reality of who you are and what you are capable of. Your resilience, which cannot be taught but must be earned, develops in such situations. People often seek a sense of belonging and connection, but those who are chosen realize that not all jobs are equal. This is not because unpleasant people can wear you down, but because their perspective is too narrow. Where you see potential, all others see are limits. While you strive for progress, others cling to comfort. If you wanted to stay in their world, you would have to dim your light to make them feel comfortable. You go alone because your destiny demands it, not because you want to. Yet, there is a hidden power in this seclusion. Without the background noise of other people's uncertainties and worries, you can hear your own voice more clearly. Please, like this video and write 33 in the comments section below if you are ready to receive divine confirmation of your worth. Your intuition becomes sharper. Your concentration sharpens. You begin to realize that isolation is freedom rather than nothingness. Freedom from prejudice. Freedom from criticism. Freedom to become the person you are destined to be. So it is true that the journey of a chosen one can be lonely. But loneliness is a calling rather than a burden. Because only those strong enough to complete the climb, even if they have to do it alone, are entitled to see the view from the summit. Number 3. The status quo is being disrupted by you. The status quo is threatened by your presence. You break habits that people cling to for comfort without even trying. The unwritten principles that most people follow are to adapt, to be cautious, and not to go too high. But what about you? Just being who you are is a violation of their norms. The invisible boundaries that other people set for themselves are challenged by your ambition, self-confidence, and determination to compromise. You just don't want to live a life of fear, not because you are trying to prove something. And those who are still prisoners of their own doubts are at risk because of this thinking. When you walk into a room, people notice a change, not because you are loud or attention-grabbing, but because of the sense of purpose in your energy. This is the kind of presence that makes people who are used to being mediocre uncomfortable. They see you taking risks they were afraid to take before. They see you going after goals they believed were unattainable. And many of them feel exposed rather than motivated. Because what does it say about their judgment if you can cross the boundaries they have agreed upon? You attract opposition because of this discomfort. People oppose you not because you are wrong, but because you are making them reevaluate the life they have settled for. The justifications they have been using for years are being questioned by your success. This confronts them with a truth they would rather ignore. They could have more if they were ready to step outside their comfort zone. However, many would rather criticize you than deal with the pain of change. However, it is this discomfort that is your greatest strength. You were not created to conform. You are destined to question what other people see as the norm. And while some people may resent you for it, others will be motivated to overcome their own limitations. Because everyone secretly longs for the freedom you have discovered, the freedom to live your life as you see fit, without regret or consent. And no one can ignore its power, no matter how hard they try. Number 4, your most loyal audience is your haters. Even if they don't applaud you, haters never miss a concert. They are insatiably curious. They are even more determined than your supporters to follow your every step, evaluate your choices, and monitor your progress. Irony? They don't realize that their obsession makes you more visible. Every time they bring up your name, be it gossip or criticism, they keep you updated. Their rumors become free publicity, bringing your story to a wider audience than you could ever do on your own. But why do they pay so much attention? Interest, not just jealousy. Now I'm offering you a great investment opportunity. Donate $20 or more to support our channel by clicking the Super Thank button on YouTube. This contribution is much more than a simple donation. It is a very important demonstration of your faith in God and your commitment to His divine purpose. You will receive 1,000-fold return on this investment from God. They are secretly thinking about what makes you unique. How do you persevere in the face of obstacles? Why do you succeed when others fail? They are impressed by your fortitude, even if they won't admit it. The source of their negativity is not you, but their dissatisfaction with themselves. After seeing your victory, they are forced to face their own uncertainties and lost chances. It is easier to criticize you than to see one's own mirror. But you benefit from their attention. The more they observe, the more they intensify your presence. Even their efforts to undermine you can attract the attention of others. Who is this person that everyone is talking about? They begin to ask. Discovery comes from curiosity, and soon you have new supporters, all because of people who want you to fail. This is why you should never waste energy defending yourself. Let your momentum be fueled by their passion. Every negative comment is proof that you have accomplished something remarkable. Besides, they are not making their own lives better for every second they spend focusing on you. Your best method of retaliation is ultimately to prove yourself right, not to prove them wrong. So let them observe. Let them talk. Just be careful to provide them with a topic of conversation. Number 5. For those left behind, success seems like a betrayal. Ascension not only changes your life, it also changes the dynamics of all the relationships in your immediate circle. Suddenly, those who previously saw you as an equal begin to perceive you as a reminder of their unrealized potential. This does not mean that you have betrayed them. Rather, your success reminds them of decisions, chances, and aspirations that they have quietly given up. Every success seems like a whispered question. Why not them? And this question is hard to ignore. At first, the change is subtle. Friends who once supported you drift away. Conversations seem strained, as if your achievements were an unspoken movie in the room. Some may belittle your success, claiming it was the result of timing or luck, rather than hard work. Others may dismiss your goals as impractical, not because they think so, but because accepting that success is achievable would require them to face the reality of their settlement. Family members are also affected. Their preconceived ideas of who you should be may be challenged by your development. They may fear that you will change as a result of your success, or worse, that it will draw attention to something they never wanted. This is not about jealousy. Rather, it is about the fear of being left behind and stagnating as you progress. But the truth is that you cannot compromise your own needs to appease others. Permission slips are not necessary for success. If your progress causes them to distance themselves from you, it is not because you have changed, but because you have transcended the version of yourself that they find acceptable. Staying small only prevents you from becoming the person you are destined to be. It doesn't bring them closer to you. The people who should be in your life will change as you change. They will not see your victories as defeats. But what about those who can't? It is not your job to mend their ways. Only your decisions are your responsibility, not theirs. So keep rising. You will be welcomed at the top by those who truly belong in your life. Number 6. Morality will be used against you by mediocrity. When you refuse to accept a mediocre existence, people will try to make you feel bad for seeking more. They will cite their fear of ambition as the moral high ground and accuse you of being arrogant or selfish for focusing on your goals. The point is not that people struggle with success, but that your successes make them think about their own shortcomings. The simplest way to avoid this unpleasantness is to make yourself feel like a failure for setting bigger goals. While society loves to praise humility, it is often used to belittle others. Be humble, they advise. But what they really mean is, don't outshine us. Your confidence undermines their confidence. They are reminded of the dangers they are too afraid to risk in the face of your desire. And instead of facing these realities, they show your desire as a weakness. When you start to succeed, they will claim that you have changed, as if being successful is a sign of weakness. The moment your enthusiasm breaks their complacency, they will label you as too much. Success itself begins to raise questions. Others believe that if you are successful, you must have taken shortcuts or walked over others to get to the top. It is harder to embrace the idea that hard work is the reason for your success, because if so, what is stopping them from doing more? It is easier to think that morality and ambition are mutually exclusive. But what they fail to see is that pursuing your goals is not selfish, but essential. Playing small helps no one. Limiting your goals only limits what you can contribute to the world. It does not improve the lives of others. Achieving success allows you to create, motivate, and contribute in ways that are impossible for mediocrity. So, when someone tries to make you feel bad for wanting more, remember that their assessment is based on their own concerns rather than your judgment. Never say you are sorry for reaching your full potential. The world needs more people like you who are ready to show what is possible when you refuse to play small. Not more people who are willing to settle for less. Number 7. Failure is your training ground and not a threat. Most individuals fear failure because they see it as proof of their inadequacy. However, the chosen ones see failure not as a consequence, but as a springboard for success. Every failure, mistake, and rejection is a lesson disguised as a loss. Every setback builds your skills, strengthens your fortitude, and helps you identify what doesn't work so you can move closer to what does. Failure forces you to face your shortcomings and dispels illusions of perfection. But it strengthens you rather than weakens you. It teaches you to be flexible, to think outside the box and push yourself beyond your comfort zone. Every time you fall, and every time you get up, you become more resilient, intelligent, and determined. Failure doesn't define you, it develops you. This is what sets you apart from others. Most people give up at the first hint because they see failure as a dead end. But you realize that failure is a necessary step in the process. Each failure serves as an indicator of how much you want your goals. Will you learn and try again or give up? The chosen ones are not afraid of failure because they realize that failure is temporary. Success is not about never falling, but about refusing to fall. Failure also reveals your true self. It removes all the outside noise, including expectations, criticism, and praise, leaving you in touch with who you really are. When no one else shares your vision, do you still have faith in it? When nothing seems to be working, do you keep moving forward? You find your true power, the kind of power that cannot be taught, only earned, when you are unsure of yourself. The secret is that everyone you look up to has failed over and over again. The difference is that they didn't let failure deter them. They took it as motivation, criticism, and proof that they had stepped outside their comfort zone. So don't see failure as a setback until it brings you to your knees. Think of it as a first step, because every setback brings us one step closer to the discovery that will revolutionize the world. Number 8. Authenticity is your best weapon. In a society obsessed with appearances, authenticity is rare. To escape criticism, most individuals wear masks, say what other people want to hear, behave in certain ways, and hide who they really are. But what about you? You are authentic without lies and without shame. Therefore, you are unstoppable. For a short time, imitators may shine, but as the pressure builds, they are unmasked. Conversely, authenticity is impervious to pressure. When challenges arise, you rise above them rather than crumble, because you stand on the solid foundations of who you really are, rather than being attached to a character. People believe in what is true. In a world full of fake smiles and well-maintained exteriors, your sincerity stands out. This is why people are drawn to you. They can tell when you are sincere. Your words have weight because they are based on experience rather than showmanship. Your behavior inspires others because it is motivated by passion rather than performance. Such authenticity is mesmerizing. It attracts the right people into your life, people who value your authenticity, not just your looks. But the problem with authenticity is that it is uncontrollable. Imposters' need for acceptance makes them vulnerable to manipulation. But what about you? You don't need the approval of others. Applause doesn't give you confidence. Knowing who you are and what you stand for does. And this frightens those who depend on control to stay in power. They are powerless over someone who doesn't play by their rules. Being sincere, of course, comes at a price. Some people will despise you because your honesty exposes their dishonesty. Those who use uncertainty to keep others down will be threatened by your assurance. However, you have nothing to do with their misery. You may gain short-term acceptability by pretending to be someone you are not, but you will gain long-term respect and, more importantly, self-respect by being truly yourself. Authenticity is ultimately your shield rather than a weapon. It protects you from the pressure to be someone you don't need to be, the urge to fit in, and the fear of being judged. And this freedom, this is the biggest benefit. Number 9. Until your vision is realized, it will always be ridiculed. People are afraid of what they don't understand, and nothing surprises them more than someone with an invisible vision. When you start doing something great, you should expect skepticism, laughter, and a never-ending stream of questioning. How can you attempt something like this? What gives you the impression that you can succeed? They ask not because they are curious, but because your goal contradicts their notions of feasibility. Most individuals don't believe in success until they see the results. Until then, they remain skeptical because it is easier to make fun of what they don't understand than to think you can succeed. It is not pleasant when your fantasies confront them with the limits of their own imagination. They will try to drag you down to their level, using logic, fear, and criticism to keep you grounded. Your success will refute them, not because they want to protect you from failure, but the truth is that their consent is not necessary. Every breakthrough in history has been preceded by ridicule. The greatest leaders, inventors, and creators have all been ridiculed before they were respected. Why? Because most individuals lack the vision to look beyond today. They follow a map, not you. What about you? You are creating a route out of nothing. Naturally, they don't realize it because they don't intend to realize it. The vision has been given to you, not to them. Let them have doubts. Let them chuckle. Your responsibility is to make yourself look right, not to convince others. And when your vision is realized, the jeers will give way to applause. Suddenly, skeptics will remember how they always believed in you. But by then, their point of view will no longer matter, because all you needed was your own belief that what you saw in your head could actually come true. So don't wait for others to understand your vision. Keep building it until it is indisputable, because success, and success is only a matter of time, is the only thing that separates being seen as a genius from being called crazy. Number 10. When you go beyond the collective mindset, jealousy is inevitable. Conformity is rewarded by society because it makes everyone predictable and manageable. The majority of individuals follow the same pattern. Get a steady job, be cautious, and never dream too big. Comfortable. It is recognizable. But it is a trap. The moment you break free, you become a threat. Not because you have done anything wrong, but rather because your success calls into question the decisions made by others. People notice when you don't accept a mediocre existence. At first, they may applaud you, until you start exceeding their expectations. Your victories suddenly seem personal to them, as if your achievements are pointing out their flaws. They find it increasingly difficult to ignore the difference between where they are and where they could be as you rise. Others choose jealousy as a defense instead of seeing your success as encouragement. Jealousy is rarely loud. It is not public. It manifests itself in the form of snide comments, backhanded compliments, and diminishing friendships. On the surface, people may encourage you, but deep down, they wonder why you are successful when they are trapped. They tell themselves that you are lucky or that your job is easier, because admitting that it was hard work that led to your success will confront them with their own motives. But what they fail to see is that their jealousy is proof that you have achieved freedom. The limits that society has tried to impose on you have been broken. Also, the more they criticize you, the more their own anxieties come to the surface. Anxiety about taking risks, about being noticed, about pursuing desires that may not succeed. It is not your responsibility to reassure them. You didn't go all this way to return to their ideal normalcy. Let their jealousy encourage you forward. Every sideways glance and skeptical murmur is proof that you are doing something they cannot ignore. So keep moving forward. Let them observe. Because seeing you succeed and knowing that there is nothing they can do to stop it increases jealousy more than anything else. Number 11. Your pain is the currency of your power. Most individuals are broken by pain. They are afraid, resentful, and caught in a never-ending cycle of what if. But for the chosen ones, suffering is different. It strengthens you instead of weakening you. Every challenge, heartache, and failure becomes a layer of fortitude that envelops your soul. Your ability to turn adversity into motivation makes you unstoppable. Your resilience developed when life knocked you down and you had to choose between getting back up and staying broken. It did not come from comfort. Your physical, mental, and emotional strength grew each time you made the decision to stand up. You learned things from pain that success could never teach you. How to persevere when everything breaks, how to keep going when others give up, and how to believe in yourself when no one else does. However, what makes your grief so powerful is that it helps you connect with other people. Even though people pretend to be confident, they cannot pretend to be resilient. People find you attractive when they see the fortitude you have developed through adversity, not because you are perfect, but because you are proof that survival is achievable. For those who are still struggling, your scars serve as a guide, showing that suffering will not define you, but can help you become a better person. Of course, not everyone will appreciate your strength. Some people will resent you because your perseverance reminds them of strength they have yet to discover. Some may try to belittle your experience, as if your success is somehow simpler. However, they were not around when you were quietly fighting to rebuild yourself piece by piece. They were blind to your tears, your struggles with uncertainty, and your sacrifices. Therefore, their perspective is irrelevant. Pain is ultimately the price of having power, the kind of power that cannot be bought or imitated. It allows you to overcome obstacles that would shatter others, and so you will always approach life with the unwavering assurance that you have endured worse before and always come out stronger. Number 12. They use your success as an excuse for stagnation. When you move forward, some people may perceive your hard work as an excuse to remain trapped. They would rather think you have unfair advantages than take responsibility for their own actions. They convince themselves that you started with a bigger fortune, that you were lucky, or that you are better connected. Why? Because if you accept that your success is the result of sacrifice and dedication, they have to think about why they are still standing. They haven't decided to succeed, not that they can't. Also, your progress serves as a mirror that they will want to ignore. These stories are their cages. By convincing themselves that success is reserved for the wealthy and powerful, they are freed from the need to take the initiative. If I had their means, I would be successful too, they say. But they ignore your late nights, your failures, and your persistence when it would have been easier to give up. They ignore the times when you showed up despite failure, uncertainty, and fear. Your success comes from decisions that others don't want to make, not by chance. But the truth is that you have nothing to do with their reasoning. Your experience is proof that progress is achievable. But not everyone is ready to hear it. It is easier to criticize your results than to challenge their own behavior. Some people may try to minimize your achievements to make themselves feel better. Don't let their fairy tales weigh you down. It is not for you to open their cages. Keep rising. Your success is an invitation rather than a threat. Your story will be a motivator for those who are ready to overcome their limitations. Others will stick to their own reasons. But that is their decision, not your task. You are not here to defend your achievements. You are here to experience life. Number 13. The comfort trap is to keep you mediocre. Comfort is a temptation. It suggests that you need to slow down, that you have achieved enough, and that it would be dangerous to go any further. Comfort offers security and regularity. But this cozy embrace comes at a hidden cost: stagnation. The world wants you to be comfortable because comfortable individuals are easier to manipulate. They rarely challenge the status quo. They stick to routines and are safe. However, you were not created to conform. You are destined to succeed. This requires going into the unknown and beyond the limits of familiarity. Only when you accept suffering can you grow. Every innovation, every step forward is the result of overcoming opposition, anxiety, and uncertainty. Your limits are challenged and you tense up in discomfort. Your mental and emotional muscles develop in this gym. Transformation happens when there is discomfort in learning a new skill, being rejected, or pursuing a goal that others question. With every minute of difficulty, you become a version of yourself that comfort can never create. The world tries to keep you ordinary by giving you an image of a normal life, a secure job, a planned schedule, and goals that conform to social norms. However, you are not destined to be ordinary. You can't stop the fully awakened version of yourself that takes challenges, takes chances, and doesn't settle. And because they no longer worry about what others think, this version of you cannot be controlled. Discomfort is your compass, not your enemy. Your development happens when you are pushed out of your comfort zone, when you are challenged or afraid of anything. The pain of criticism, the fear of failure, and the uncertainty of the future are indicators that you are on the right path. Therefore, While others seek comfort, you seek growth. You choose growth, they choose comfort. While others are stuck in their comfort zone, you become liberated and become the person you are destined to be, not the person society tries to mold you into. Accept the discomfort. This is the price of being great. Number 14. You cannot change your destiny. Your dreams do not leave you alone for a reason. They are part of your destiny and not random. And what you are destined to do cannot be undone by doubt, sabotage, or delay. The universe does not mock you by simply placing images in your heart. The life you are meant to live is determined by your ambitions. Moreover, what is already written for you cannot be changed by any hindrance, criticism, or failure. People will have doubts about you, but their opinions will not change your course. You cannot stop yourself, but doubt can slow you down. Sabotage may hinder your progress, but it cannot stop you from achieving your goals. The plan includes your own failures, even those times of self-doubt. Every setback, detour, and closed door leads you towards your destiny. Nothing is wasted. Nothing happens by chance. Neither the universe nor you are prone to error. When you act with purpose and match your actions to your vision, doors open that logic cannot explain. Resources are revealed. Opportunities present themselves. Also, people come at just the right time. This is alignment, not luck. The more you believe in your path, the more the world will accommodate you. However, there is opposition to fate. The closer you get to your goal, the louder the obstacles become. Fear tries to tell you that you are inadequate. Critics aim to make you believe that you will fail. Circumstances try to block your path. However, none of this can change the script that has already been written. The universe is testing your beliefs, not your worth. Do you have enough faith in your vision to persevere when nothing seems to be working? Do you have enough faith in your destiny to block out the noise? Yes, of course you do. Yes, because you cannot negotiate your future. Unless you give up, what is meant for you will find you, no matter how long it takes or how many times you fall. What is already yours cannot be denied by the world. You just need to keep going. In conclusion, being chosen is both a privilege and a challenge in a society that generally encourages conformity and punishes greed. You act differently because you perceive differently. Where others perceive limits, you see potential. Where others fear, you see failure as fuel. Where others cling to comfort, you rise to challenges, understanding that progress can only happen when you go beyond the norm. Those who oppose you are only bystanders, not obstacles. Their criticism, jealousy, and doubts are only reflections of their own shortcomings. Your journey is not something they can understand, so their comments cannot affect you. Let them see how you transform their doubts into your motivation and their misgivings into your inspiration. Your triumph will resound louder than their doubts. Your challenges, disappointments, and sorrows were never meant to tear you apart. Rather, they were meant to mold you. Your perseverance is evident in every scar. Every setback shows your courage. And every time you chose to keep going when it would have been easier to give up, you became an unstoppable human being. Because the world cannot control what it cannot define, your honesty is your best weapon. And in time, your vision, no matter how misinterpreted, will become unquestionable. But keep in mind that you cannot change your destiny. What you are destined to do cannot be undone by uncertainty, delay, or opposition. Neither the universe nor you are prone to making mistakes. When you act with purpose, the obstacles you face are not obstacles. Rather, they are opportunities to become the person you need to be to achieve your goals. So take a bold step and use your authority. Let their murmurings fuel your fire. Let their skepticism help you concentrate. Remind them that you never ask for permission when they ask how you did it. It was always your destiny to climb. If this message moved you, Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and enable alerts so you never miss the next one. To express your support, click the like button and leave a comment below. I want to know what you are thinking, what you are going through, and how you overcome obstacles to reach your goals. Also, if you know someone who needs this reminder, share this video and spread the word. Thank you for all your love, encouragement, and effort so far. You are the reason why our community is getting stronger every day, and I am so grateful that you are here with me. Until next time, stay unstoppable.